Welcome back. Top of the hour. Time to reset with JP Morosi leading the league in information, and with some information this hour on younger players, their standing as camps open, and what we could expect from players like former Mets first rounder and current Cub, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yes, Matt, in this segment we'll talk about players like Crow Armstrong who have been invited to Major League Camp. It's one of the most exciting things about spring training is seeing the top prospects in Major League Camp, and the Cubs very excited indeed about Pete Crow Armstrong. He is someone that could make an impact at the Major League level by the time the season is over. Probably not going to make the club out of spring, but he'll be there in Major League Camp, and he is, based on his performance already in the minor leagues, a high-end center field prospect at the Major League level. They've got Cody Bellinger there, who can defend at a Gold Glove level. Can Bellinger, but Crow Armstrong is there in that same caliber. He stole more than 30 bases last year in the minor leagues, double-digit home runs. OPS was close to 900 during the course of his minor league season. Of course, he was exactly what they were looking for when they traded Javier Baez to the Mets. That was a very, very good trade from the Cubs' perspective. They love the return they got because they believe that Pete Crow Armstrong can be an impact center fielder, a great two-way player at that position for years to come. So I would expect he'll get a lot of reps during the course of spring training. Probably not going to make the club out of spring, but I would not rule out the possibility of him making his Major League debut sometime in 2023.
Wasn't his mom in the movie where the kid broke his arm and he came back as a Cubs pitcher? You guys remember that movie?
Little Big League?
Yeah. I think his mom played in that, or she played in one of the baseball movies. I can't remember which one it is. Go ahead, JP.
So
I think you probably know.
That was Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
And I do believe, yes, his mother is an actress. I think you're referring to Rookie of the Year with of course, the right-hander Henry Rowan Gardner, who I do not believe is part of the Cubs' top prospect rankings.
Yeah, he played for the Cubs, and his mom had to be a Cub fan.
We just spitballed that your way, and you had the answer for it.
I knew he would.
Yeah, we should have known. Let's talk. Let's keep you in the division there, and talk about a guy that is, I don't know, he's gaining a lot of steam before the season starts for Rookie of the Year consideration already. Yes, there are markets out on that. I know our friend Steve Phillips, who Lauren's going to visit with later, is a big fan of Jordan Walker. Will he break camp with the team?
Great question. He is a talent. He's one of the most exciting prospects in the sport, number 4 right now on the MLB Pipeline rankings of the top 100 prospects in the game. And he is someone who's going to be a direct beneficiary, I believe, of getting a lot of at-bats during spring training, while players on the Cardinals like Goldschmidt, like Arenado, like potentially Tyler O'Neill to play for Team Canada, are gone and playing in the World Baseball Classic. Walker is someone who has already shown at the highest levels of the minor leagues he should be able to handle Major League pitching this year. Now, 6'5", 220. He's just a tremendous athlete who they believe, the Cardinals do, can handle the corner outfield spots defensively at the Major League level. Now, he did have some third base in his background. Obviously, third base is spoken for, we believe, for a while with Nolan Arenado there in St. Louis. But it appears that Walker should get a lot of looks in left and in right during the course of spring training. And if things break the right way, we could see him as a Cardinal at some point in time early on in the season. I would make the broad point that with the Cardinals and the rotation, of course, Wainwright, likely his final season, of course, that potentially they now have some tradable depth among their position players. I would not expect that Walker's going to get traded. I want to make that clear. He's not the guy to trade. But when you talk about Gorman potentially being there, Carlson, Edman, DeYoung, they've got a lot of depth there. Donovan is one more name. Newt Barr is another. The Cardinals' position player depth is one of the best in the major leagues, which allows them to potentially make the move for a pitcher if they need one this year.
You know, Jordan Walker was one of the first kids in the first year that we had the Prospect Development Pipeline, PDP, right? So John D'Angelo and that group over there with baseball development started the pipeline, and it's led to the combine now and all the different things. And I saw him at IMG Academy at the PDP back then playing third base, and I was like, who is this kid? And he was a 4.5 student in high school. He was going to go to Duke. He wanted to be a doctor. I mean, it was unbelievable, his background.
Wow.
And here he is at 20 years old, getting ready to maybe break with the Cardinals.
Awesome story.
But that development pipeline is so powerful, and now kids understand when they get that call you really are on your way to the big leagues quicker than you think.
Part of that development pipeline for a number of years has been the Arizona Fall League, and this year's Fall League MVP is going to get some serious looks in Baltimore.
Heston Kjerstad, what a story he is. He was the surprise number 2 overall pick back in the 2020 draft. During the pandemic, of course, that year was lost to the minor league level. And then 2021, he basically missed the entire year because of myocarditis, a heart virus condition. But he was able to bounce back in 2022. And to your point, Matt, tremendous showing for Kjerstad in the Arizona Fall League after having a very short but impressive stint in the minor leagues this year as well. The bat is going to play. He is someone that should be able to be a very high-end corner outfield player, of course, and the Baltimore Orioles in general, whether you talk about Gunnar Henderson or Rutschman already being in the major leagues, this is by many accounts the best farm system in the sport. And Kjerstad is a huge part of it. He was a very decorated player in the SEC playing at Arkansas. He has a tremendous amount of power. You see it there, a really good throwing arm in right field. So because of missing 2021 with myocarditis, we maybe didn't talk about him as much as we should have, but he bounced back in 2022 and showed that he still has all the ability, all the promise that made him that number 2 overall pick back in 2020. So great to see him healthy again, back on the field. And again, that tour in the Arizona Fall League said to a lot of people, maybe he's not going to necessarily make the opening day roster, but again, he's someone that finished at high A in 2022. We could see him in the major leagues this year.